I want to be clear when we talk about what our positives are. I am not responsible for opening of the Panama Canal. I have never built a company with Roger Staubach, though he did invest in one of my first businesses, and I did not invent the internet. And I have never violated our city's ethics policy. However, when we talk about the important things to be mayor in this city, we need to talk about relationships. The last 10 years, I have worked my tail off, not just to build relationships within the community, within the city, with homeowners, with teachers, but also outside of our city. Because Irving is not just in its own little bubble. We are in the middle of a very, very large metroplex. In fact, we're in the middle of the 4th largest metroplex in the country. Rapidly, by the way, we're going to take over Chicago and be the 3rd largest. We've got cities all around us that we have to work with. And I've got fantastic relationships with the other mayors, and I have their respect. I'm on the U.S. Conference of Mayors. I work with mayors all across the country. I actually got elected to their advisory board last July. I'm on their Water Resources Committee, and I'm going up to D.C. on Thursday and actually giving a speech talking about water resources and having an open and honest discussion about what other cities, what other areas are doing to look at potential and future water sources, new water supplies, and ways to be able to save the resources that we have now. I'm also on their education committee. In fact, last week I went with Stephen Jones, who is the board president, needs no introduction, of our Irving ISD, up to DC, and we met with the Gates Foundation. We were invited to go up there. And we talked about different ways of being able to partner with the city and the ISD to improve our educational opportunities and to really enhance and promote our schools. Because at the end of the day, we can talk about education, we can talk about economic development, but unless you've got the cities and the school boards working together, that's not going to happen. I am very proud to say that I have the endorsement of nearly every school board member on the Irving ISD. That's something I've worked for, it's something I'm very proud of, and it's something I look forward to working to partner further with. I created a CEO roundtable when I first got elected. We've got 6 Fortune 500 companies in the city of Irving, and we did very little from a city perspective to reach out to them, to use them as a resource. I started meeting with them on a regular basis. I said, look, we're spending money, we're spending resources trying to get businesses here. We need your help. We need your expertise. I want to be able to come to you and find out, these multinational corporations, what is it that you look for? What will help you stay here, and what will help you increase the number of people that you employ, the number of people that live in our city? Education was the #1 issue that we found. They didn't want to talk to Rick Perry. They didn't want to talk about what some of the other, the Texas Stadium property, cool, fun. But they said, look, our executives moved to Colleyville, they moved to Southlake, they moved to Capel because of the schools. And I said, what's wrong with our schools? They didn't know. They said, well, we hear it from realtors. So we had a meeting, and we brought forward our superintendent, we brought forward representatives from North Hills, from Cistercian, and we had them meet with these CEOs and brag about our schools. Did you know that these are the accomplishments that we've had? And they were in shock. They said, you know what would help us? Why don't you meet with our HR representatives? Have them learn about what the schools are, not just the perception, but what the schools actually do, the high-quality teachers, the high-performing students, the fantastic principals, where these kids go, what they accomplish. We have been able to change slowly, but it's at least a seed in the right direction of the perception of our schools with our business community, and I think that's really important. I started a small breakfast forum for our small businesses. So on a quarterly basis, basically any small business in the city of Irving is welcome to come and have breakfast with me at the chamber and ask me anything they want about our business community, about what we're doing, about where our money is going, about our focus on them. And it's a great discussion, and we have had some wonderful suggestions that we've been able to respond to. I'm also on the airport board. In the last 3 years, we have increased international flights from DFW, 27 new international flights, and that's a focus. And that is a key market differentiator for the city of Irving, because we have a fantastic international airport, I've got great relations with them out there, and I look forward to building more relationships. When we talk about our tax base increase, our tax rate increase, over the last 3 years, we have not had a tax rate increase. Now, people are paying more in taxes, but that is a result of their property values increasing. Who in this room wants the opposite of that? Do you want your property values to go down? I don't. I want to know that when I buy a house, it's a good investment. 70% plus of our tax base is paid by corporations. That means they're coming here and they're paying more as well. And I want to make sure that we keep that, because I think that's a great balance, where we're having the businesses pay the majority of what we're able to do in the city. Let's talk about taxes. We've heard a little bit about it. I would be hard-pressed to support 100% property-free for seniors, because frankly, I'd be lying to you. I can't guarantee you that. The majority of property taxes that seniors pay are outside of the control of the city council. It's your school board, it's your county. So I would be lying to you if I were going to tell you that I was going to be able to stop taxes on seniors. But what I will tell you is when I was on city council in the last 3 years that I was mayor, I fought against any more tax increases. That's not the case with my opponent. I fought against adding fees. That's not the case with my opponent. For 6 years, he had an opportunity to bring forward the idea of decreasing taxes on seniors. It didn't happen until now. Why? For 6 years, we had increases on taxes for seniors. Why? I want to talk about the future, but I'm not going to run from my past. I'm very proud of what I've accomplished in my nearly 10 years service to the city, and I'm consistent. You know what you get if you vote for me and you support me. Thank you. Over the last 6 years of my opponent's time as mayor, we increased the debt of this city from $250 million to $560 million in less than 6 years. We have been working as a council to pay off that debt and not add a tremendous amount to it. That being said, we're also looking at investing $70 million in capital improvements that, as Councilwoman Canaday mentioned, we did start decreasing past 2008. We need to stop that. If we look at lowering taxes, as we increase our tax base, I would love to be able to lower the tax rate for everyone. I think that's just fair. We look at ethics policy. I have been pushing since the last election for over 3 years to revise our ethics policy. Anybody who thinks that a candidate for city council can get $1 million campaign contribution from somebody who's got business in front of the city cannot say that our ethics policy is working. Is it really? It's been 8 minutes already, Don? Man, all right, that time does go by. I appreciate everything that you guys have done for me over the last 10 years. I am proud to say that I represented you for 3, and I'm asking for your support for 3 more years as mayor. Thank you.